Cleveland, Ohio, might be one of those places that fly under the radar, but that's precisely what makes it such a treasure. The city is an intriguing blend of industrial grit, artistic flair, and rich history, all wrapped up in a Midwestern package. Today, we're diving into Cleveland's downtown on a walking tour that will take us through a series of architectural marvels, cultural landmarks, and a bit of rock and roll history. So, put on your walking shoes and let's discover what makes this city tick. Your first stop is Trinity Cathedral, a place where history, art, and spirituality converge. This Gothic revival masterpiece was completed in 1907 and is the seat of the Episcopal Diocese of Ohio. As you approach, the first thing you'll notice is its striking limestone facade, flanked by twin towers that reach toward the sky. The architecture draws you in, but it's the details that make you linger. The intricate stone carvings, the pointed arches, and the sense of grandeur that only a century-old building can evoke. Step inside, and you're greeted by a stunning interior. Soaring vaulted ceilings, stained glass windows that cast colorful light onto the stone floors, and an altar that is both simple and profound. The cathedral's organ, one of the finest in the country, often fills the space with music that seems to resonate with the very soul of the city. Trinity Cathedral isn't just a place of worship, it's a sanctuary from the hustle and bustle of downtown, a place where the past feels tangibly present. Leaving Trinity Cathedral behind, the pace quickens as you make your way to Playhouse Square. It's a short, 10-minute walk west on Euclid Avenue, a street that's as much a part of Cleveland's history as the destinations along it. Along the way, you'll pass by a mix of old and new buildings, each with its own story to tell. Arriving at Playhouse Square, you're greeted by a dazzling sight: the world's largest outdoor chandelier, a 20-foot-tall, 8,500-pound marvel that sparkles above the intersection of Euclid Avenue and East 14th Street. But Playhouse Square is much more than just a flashy light fixture. This district is home to the largest performing arts center outside of New York City, a hub of creativity and culture that's been entertaining Clevelanders for nearly a century. The 5 historic theaters that make up Playhouse Square, Allen, State, Ohio, Hannah, and Palace, have been meticulously restored to their former glory, each one a testament to the golden age of American theater. The architecture is opulent, with grand lobbies, velvet seats, and gilded ceilings that transport you to a time when going to the theater was the height of sophistication. Even if you're not catching a show, the district's neon lights, marquee signs, and the energy of theatergoers create an atmosphere that's electric. Playhouse Square isn't just a place to see a performance. It's an experience, one that captures the essence of Cleveland's cultural spirit. From Playhouse Square, it's a 15-minute walk west Euclid Avenue to the Arcade, one of Cleveland's most iconic landmarks. As you approach, the building's Romanesque exterior might not immediately reveal what lies within, but step inside, and you're in for a treat. The Arcade, built in 1890, was one of the first indoor shopping centers in the United States, and it remains one of the finest examples of Victorian architecture in the country. The structure is essentially a glass-covered street, 5 stories tall, with a stunning iron and glass roof that floods the space with natural light. The central atrium is flanked by 2 10-story towers, creating a space that feels both grand and intimate. As you walk through, it's easy to imagine what it must have been like in its heyday, with elegantly dressed shoppers browsing the stores, stopping for a coffee, or just enjoying the ambience. Today, the Arcade houses a mix of shops, restaurants, and offices, but the sense of history is palpable. It's a place where the past and present coexist, a living piece of Cleveland's history that continues to evolve with the times. Exiting the Arcade, Public Square is just a short walk westward on Euclid Avenue. Public Square has been the heart of Cleveland since the city's founding in 1796. Over the centuries, it has seen everything from presidential speeches to protests, parades, and festivals. The square itself is a mix of green spaces, fountains, and public art, surrounded by some of Cleveland's most iconic buildings. The historic Old Stone Church, dating back to 1855, stands in stark contrast to the sleek, modern Key Tower, the tallest building in Ohio. The square's focal point is the Soldiers and Sailors Monument, a towering tribute to the Cuyahoga County residents who fought in the Civil War. The monument's interior is open to the public, offering a glimpse into the lives of those who served. Public Square is more than just a park. It's a gathering place, a space where Clevelanders come together to celebrate, reflect, or simply enjoy a sunny day. It's a microcosm of the city itself, a blend of old and new, tradition and innovation, all in one place. From Public Square, It's a 5-minute walk eastward on East 3rd Street to the Cleveland Public Library. The library might not be the first place you think of when planning a tour, but this is no ordinary library. The main building, known as the Louis Stokes Wing, is an architectural gem, with marble staircases, grand reading rooms, and a vast collection of art and artifacts. The John G. White Collection, housed here, is one of the world's largest collections of chess literature and folklore. The library also features a rooftop garden, a hidden oasis with stunning views of downtown Cleveland. But perhaps the most surprising part of the library is its dedication to public art. Throughout the building, you'll find works by local and international artists, from sculptures to murals, each one adding a layer of culture to the library's scholarly atmosphere. The Cleveland Public Library is a place where knowledge, art, and community come together, making it much more than just a place to check out books. After soaking in the intellectual atmosphere of the library, it's time to rock out at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. To get there, continue heading east on Superior Avenue, then take a left onto East 9th Street. The next destination is about 20 minutes walk away. The building itself, designed by famed architect I.M. Pei, is a marvel of modern architecture, with its glass pyramid jutting out over the shores of Lake Erie. Inside, the museum is a labyrinth of exhibits dedicated to the history of rock and roll, from its roots in blues, gospel, and country, to the global phenomenon it is today. Each exhibit is packed with memorabilia: Elvis Presley's jumpsuits, the Beatles' instruments, handwritten lyrics from Bob Dylan, and multimedia displays that bring the stories of rock's greatest legends to life. The Hall of Fame's inductees are a who's who of music history, and the museum does an excellent job of showcasing their contributions not just to music, but to culture as a whole. It's a place where music fans can lose themselves for hours, reliving the moments that defined a generation. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame isn't just a museum. It's a celebration of the power of music, a place where the spirit of rock and roll is alive and well. As the day winds down, make your way to the USS COD Submarine Memorial, just a short walk eastward along the waterfront from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The USS COD is a Gato-class submarine that served with distinction during World War II, sinking over a dozen enemy vessels in the Pacific. Today, the COD is a floating museum, offering a rare glimpse into the life of a submariner during the war. Climbing down the narrow hatch, you're immediately struck by the tight quarters, the tiny bunks, the cramped mess hall, the maze of pipes and controls that kept the sub running. It's a humbling experience, one that brings to life the sacrifices and bravery of those who served. The COD is more than just a piece of history. It's a tribute to the men who lived, fought, and in some cases, died in these steel coffins. The USS COD is a fitting final stop on our tour, a place that reminds us of the resilience and determination that are at the heart of Cleveland's story. And so, our walking tour comes to an end. Cleveland may not have the glitz of New York or the glamour of Los Angeles, but that's exactly what makes it so special. It's a city with a rich history, a vibrant cultural scene, and a community spirit that's hard to find anywhere else. As you've seen today, there's a lot more to Cleveland than meets the eye. Which city would you like us to feature next? Comment your answers below. Let's keep this adventure rolling, stay curious, and keep exploring all places walkable. To watch more contents like this, click like, subscribe, and press that notification button. See you on our next virtual walking tour.